週末は、日本対アメリカの親善試合以外にも、多くの重要な試合が行われたが、オランダがフランスに勝ち越したことを除けば、大した波乱もなかった。そのいくつかの試合を紹介しようかと思ったが、少し思うところもあり、まずイングランド対アイスランドの試合のダイジェストと、試合後のレビューを見てみたい。それから日本対アメリカの親善試合の報道を取り上げてみることにする。まずはイングランドがアイスランドに苦戦した試合のダイジェストと、それを実況した ITV の試合後のレビュー番組を見てみたい。
Talented young goalkeeper. Dottir, he has to be careful though under pressure. Just about got it away. That was almost the curse of the commentator. Here's Hemp, who's got a lot of space to run into. And she is quick. And Lauren Hemp, far too quick for this Iceland defence, and looks for Rousseau, took it nicely and finishes it superbly.
Brilliant number 9 player. I've watched her a few times this season and I truly think that she's really an absolute complete number 9. What a finish.
The 6th corner, Greenwood to send it into the back post. Goalkeeper can't come for that. Another excellent delivery, tantalising one. Going to break to Greenwood again.
Accuracy, the power.
And that's beautifully moved on by James. Rousseau looking for a second. And she was looking for the pass as well. Oh, Haydar's Dottir. Difficult one for Hampton. And she gets hold of it.
She did really well.
Yes.
Really well, Hampton, because there's a lot of bodies. Nice and throw.
Icelandic clap begins. An expectation. Jons Dottir. England will have to defend this first with a flick on. And there's Hampton.
Struggled to do with that. It just bounces a couple of times. She protects it well, actually.
Zommers. Hemp finds room. Plays in the cross. That's a fantastic cross. And it required a save from runners Dottir.
Need as she does. Got an affinity for the ball near the 6-yard box. And that's a good connection, really. Heads it down, did everything right, but the goalkeeper equal to it.
Jons Dottir chasing this and has the pace to get there. And get round the England defence, and yes, it is in! Off the post! Surely no! Somehow Iceland
Wow.
don't equalise. Incredible.
There you go. In the end, it looks like it was just going to sneak in, and that was Hampton again. Wow.
Jons Dottir to launch her latest long throw. To flick on as well, and surely this time, once again, Hannah Hampton. And Iceland can't believe how they've not equalised.
How on earth has that not gone in? And the answer is Hannah Hampton.
Dottir looking to get it back, and Hampton will get there.
Hampton just let slide out of her hands, but just got to it in time.
Fixture 500 ends with a win. A narrow one over Iceland, who put up quite the fight in the second half, but Alessia Russo's fine strike in the first half ends up being the difference between the two sides. A big player for England was Hannah Hampton, save after save in that second half.
Hannah, well done. What a nerve-wracking ending. How's your heart after that?
Oh, it's intact. No, it's all right. Yeah, we know it's a tough second half. They put more bodies forward, more balls into dangerous areas. So yeah, it was nerving at the end, but we got the win.
Yeah, there was loads of pressure at the end, and it felt quite chaotic at times. But you, as always, put in huge saves, and you always seem to rise to the occasion.
It's my job, isn't it? Really, let's be honest. No, obviously, like we're in it as a team. I can't be the one scoring goals, but I can stop them. So yeah, we win as a team, and that's what we pride ourselves on. You know, we're a right pack, as they call us. So yeah, Les got a great finish at one end, so I had to do my job at the other.
Was today all about showing fight and character, especially towards the end when Iceland found a way back into the game?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, we would have liked to control the game a bit better than what we did, but we know that they have a lot of threat when they got the momentum in their favour. A lot of balls in our box, their set pieces. We know that there's aerial threats, and Yeah, they're dangerous at that. They've proven in last game when they scored. So, yeah, we needed to make sure that we were really solid in our defensive areas, and that we were. So it was nerve-wracking, like we said, but obviously it's a positive result for us.
That's the thing, a really positive result, especially regarding automatic qualification. Spain, huge group decider next, all to play for, but at least it's in your hands.
Yeah, but that never goes well for England, does it? We always like to make it chaotic. Yeah, obviously we knew what we wanted to achieve this camp. We knew we wanted to get the 6 points out of the 2 games. So we managed that. That's a big bonus for us. And like you say, we go into the next camp with positivity around us. And yeah, we're going to just keep trying and doing what we can as a group and the best on the pitch.
Well done. Really well played.
Thank you.
Yeah, she did very well there. Great interview as well, Kaz. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a giggle there when she said, I just did my job, because I feel like it was a Roy Keane moment lurking around. So, but she did do a job. She did it really well. And like I said, she didn't have much to do in the first half, but in the second half, she had to wake up, be sharp. And as she said, in those moments, you have to do your job. And she kept a clean sheet today. It wasn't a vintage performance from England. She was right. We didn't possess the ball as well as we did in the first half. But like we said, if we qualify and we get to next summer's World Cup in Brazil, will we remember this? Probably not. But we'll remember getting there and ideally making sure that we don't have to go into a playoff.
But the change of backline have affected her as well.
Yeah, I think sometimes it does, because you're used to certain personnel and things that they do naturally, the way they communicate, controlling the distances. But what she showed is she has that hyper focus and that mentality to just focus on her job and execute those actions in those vital moments, which gives the rest of the team the confidence as well that they can manage the momentum swing.
Alessia, an important win on the 500th match. There must be an element of relief after that.
Yeah, it was tough. I think game of 2 halves probably, and there's moments in the second half that we will reflect on and learn from. But ultimately, we needed 3 points, and yeah, it holds us in good stead going into the next camp. But it was tough. They made it really difficult, but really happy to get the 3 points.
How good was Hannah Hampton today?
Yeah, she was amazing. I just spoke out there about big moments kept us in it, and she showed up 3-4 times to keep us that clean sheet and keep us the 3 points. So yeah, it was massive, and sometimes you need someone to step up like that.
Talking of stepping up, your 30th England goal. What a run from Lauren Hempen, a brilliant finish by you. Made it look so easy.
Yeah, well, Hempo just set me up, and yeah, when you're in and around those moments, just want to get a shot off, and yeah, it was good to score. I think probably could have been more clinical in the first half as well, but yeah, we got the job done.
You got lots of praise from Karen Carney, who said there's no better striker in the world right now. What's it like hearing words from such an England legend?
I mean, that's really nice. I think these moments, these 500th games, she's one of the players that we honour and we use to help inspire us and help set an example. I think the players that have come before us, we've done a lot of work on understanding our history, and I think that to celebrate this moment with players like that leading the way, it's now our job to create that legacy too.
Thank you, Alessia. Well done.
Thank you.
Great goal.
Cheers. Thank you.
Oh, we're not ready, we're emotional. That was lovely, wasn't it?
I was ready to ugly cry then. I know that was, that was about her and her goal, and credit to her, and that's what these lionesses they are. These current group, they make it about everybody else. So, thank you to her for saying that. But it was genuinely meant. I think there's no better striker in the world at the moment than Alessia Russo. And
she also said they should have been more clinical. And it was a game of 2 halves, and she's absolutely correct, because the one goal that they managed to score did leave them in a slightly vulnerable position, didn't it?
It did. I think they had a number of opportunities in the first half to really put all the pressure on Iceland and not allow them that, inch of hope to think they had an inroads in the game, and they really did in the second half.
Yeah. Let's see what the manager thought. Serena Wiegman is reflecting on that 1-0 win over Iceland, and she's speaking with Katie.
Serena, a hard-fought win on the 500th game, far from straightforward out there.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a very hard game. I think a big difference also first half, second half. Of course, it's hard to keep the ball moving on this pitch, but yeah, I think the first half we played okay. Tempo could be a bit higher. Created some opportunities, but didn't convert them in big chances. The goal was a good goal. Got some other opportunities. Second half, they pressed a little bit higher, and I think we had to make some better decisions, especially in these circumstances, and we were struggling. And of course, we know they're good at the throw-ins and the corners. I think that's what we defended really well. But there were some tricky moments in this game, so I'm really happy that we won it.
Yeah, were you disappointed with how Iceland found a way back into the game and England didn't kill the game off earlier?
Yeah, you hope we do that better and we make better decisions and we stay a bit more in shape. And of course, we haven't talked about it long, so I always try to understand what happened and why did it happen and to learn from it. But now, yeah, they came back in the game and we helped a little bit. But then we got two chances, the shot with Georgia and the header of Bad Meat, and then we could have not totally killed the game, but 2-0 is a lot more comfortable than 1-0. And then they came back again. So yes, a very hard fight. We got it over the line, and that's the most important.
Another important and magnificent game for Hannah Hampton and also Niamh Charles clearing it off the line at just the right moment.
Yeah, that's why we brought Niamh in. I think Niamh, good of course that she's fit again, and but we know at the moment she can defend really well with her head, but also defending in the box. She's really alert, sharp, and powerful and a good header. So we needed that, and that's what she showed. So I was really happy that she showed up.
Up next, Spain, a huge group decider, all to play for, but at least it's in your hands after a win like this.
Yeah, that's the most important. We have played for, we have 12 points, which is really good. And there's no game easy anymore. And we don't take anything for granted. We're just in a very good position now. And we also know how good Spain is. And then, then the Ukraine game too. So first now we're going to be happy with the 6 points. Players go back to club, very important games for club, and then we go again in June.
Thank you, Serena. Well done.
Thank you.
It does make it a huge match, doesn't it, between England and Spain? As if we didn't need more pressure on that game. It is a vitally important match. And England have put themselves in a great position in the last 3 of the 4 games. They've managed to beat Spain, which is, I think, a huge feather in their bow. Wait, in their hat? Somewhere. There's a feather.
I know what you meant. There's a feather in there. Look, we're in a strong position, aren't we, as you mentioned, and it kind of gives us a cushion. But equally, I think for our standards and for our mentality of the group, we want to go and win, and I love that about us. But it's not going to be easy. But we obviously have that little bit of a cushion now.
What did they learn, not just from this game against Iceland, but also the previous game against Spain? Because we've come away from both of them going, need to be more clinical.
Yeah, I think they have learnt that they can create chances, whether they dominate the ball, don't dominate the ball. But the final bit is being clinical and ruthless and not allowing teams to have any inch of breathing space to feel that they can come back or have chances. But I've been impressed in general with their mentality, the character, the defensive doggedness and determination of the team. So they know they have that in the back pocket. Yeah. It's just elevating the next level of their attacking game.
What did we learn about defence?
I do think that the changes to the back line, obviously, as a manager, you look at it and you think, obviously, hopefully we're 2 or 3-0 and we can make the changes that we need to and give more players more game time and protect players. But I do think it did disrupt us today. However, even in that disruption, we kept a clean sheet. And like I said, it wasn't vintage. We do need to work on things, but ultimately it was about 3 points. It's a difficult place to go to, difficult environment. We got the job done and we remain top of the table, which is the objective.
And in case you needed any more reminders, the top of the table is exactly where England want to be, because that is automatic qualification for the World Cup 27. They don't want to go through the playoffs.
さて、日本時間の早朝に行われた日本対アメリカの親善試合第3戦については、それを実況したアベマが何か振り返りの番組を残したのかと思い、探したが、見当たらなかった。実況して終わり、ということだろうか。仕方がないので、動画は諦めて、Yahoo Japan に掲載されたサッカーダイジェストの記事を次に引用してみることにしたい。記事本文。文字通りの完敗だった。アメリカ女子代表との敵地での3連戦。現地4月17日にラストの3戦目に臨んだなでしこジャパンは、0対3で敗れた。劣勢を強いられた前半は、粘り強い守備でなんとか無失点に抑えた。だが、迎えた後半は47分にコーナーキックから先制を許すと、56分にショートカウンターを食らい、追加点を献上。64分には再び、コーナーキックからゴールを割られた。攻撃面では思うように決定機を作れず、アメリカの組織的かつ高い強度の守備に苦戦した。攻守両面で課題が見えた敗戦に、ネット上では以下のような声が上がった。なでしこ、 惨敗。圧倒的フィジカル不足。全く通用しなかった。連携面のミスが多かったかな。3戦目は厳しい内容と結果になりました。強みをなかなか出せないまま終わってしまった。歴然としたこの力の差が表面に現れた試合。何もできなかった。という大きな学びを得ました。力の差は断然だったかな。これが現実でしょう。1戦目は1対2、2戦目は1対0。そして最後は3失点で敗れ、今回のアメリカ遠征は1勝2敗と負け越して終えた。記事引用終わり。ここで言われていることに特に異論があるわけではないが、記事の後半にネットの声をただ羅列するという構成の記事は、私の感覚からすれば、その辺の気の利いた小学生でもできることだろうから、およそ記事と呼ぶに値するのか疑わしいように思われる。こういう記事を目にするたびにうんざりしてしまうのだが、なぜこういう安直な記事しか書けないのか。昨今の円安のために、いまいち人気がない女子サッカーのために、わざわざ現地に記者を派遣する余裕などないということなのだろうか。先の動画にあったように、イングランドでもどこの国でも、試合後の監督や選手のコメントは、すぐに何らかのメディアを通してファンのもとに伝えられる。だが、日本では、まるで情報統制でもあるかのように、何も情報が上がってこない。あの第3戦の後、監督や選手のコメントが、書面という形で発表されたのは、試合から約1日経った後のことだった。まるで書面に整えた上で誰かの決裁印を得た上でないと、公表は許されないかのようだ。だが、こんな古臭い体制が残っている限り、監督の首をすげ替えても、大した進展は望めないのは言うまでもない。そんな硬直した体制の下で、タイトな3連戦の日程を黙々とこなし、あのコロラドの寒さの中で奮闘した選手たちはよくやったと思う。第3戦は残念だったが、私としては、選手たちのことを悪く言う気持ちには、全くなれないのである。